Hello, in this part, we will be discussing about the design of tension member as per IS 800-2000. So if you go to this section 6, so section 6 in the IS code is all about the tension member formulas, tension member relationships. Okay, so I have mentioned here also the section. Section 6.1 is about the tension member, then 6.2 is about the strength of tension member due to yielding, then design strength of tension member due to rupture of critical section in case of plates, in case of threaded rods or single angles and other sections. Then 6.4 section is about the design strength of tension member in block shear. So till now I have shown you how a member yields and how a member is ruptured due to the presence of the holes, and yielding occurs when in case of gross section when there is no deduction of the hole. Now there is third failure of the tension member also, which is called the block shear failure, and because of this we also try to find out the strength of member in case of block shear phenomena. So we will see that what is this block shear, and then we will understand how we find out the strength using the formula in this case. So I will be discussing all these four sections uh, one by one. So we will see. So I'm discussing this as per IS code. So all our design is based on IS code. So on that basis, I am discussing one by one all of this. So first talking about the tension member. So whenever we are designing a tension member, the tension member may be, say, whenever we are designing a tension member, say this is the tension member, and this tension member will be subjected to the tension force. So this tension force, say T, in this case also T. So what we do is we try to find out this tension force, how much tension force the member will be subjected to, and then we multiply this force by a load factor which is 1.5 in our case. So what we do is T multiplied by 1.5, and then we get T as the factored tension. So we call it factored. So T factored tension. So this is the load, this factor tension load, we assume that it will be subjected to the member. So now as per 6.1 section, IS code says that this T factored, this factor tension will always be less than the strength of this section. So I'm saying this as TU. So here also you can see the factored design tension T in the member, it will always be TD. Now TD is the design strength of the member. So I'm saying this TU, this is actually TD. So we always design our member in such manner that the factor tension force which is subjected to this member will always be less than the design tension strength of this member. So that is the first rule in our design tension member, that factor tension force or factor tension in the member will always be less than the design tension strength of this member. Now coming to the section 2. Now section 2 I have already discussed that a member, if it is say in this case this is a plate, if it is subjected to a force and if there is no holes in the plate, then plate will break along this, and the stress along the section will be uniform. So in this case, how much maximum strength this can take, so we can calculate this using this relation. So strength of plate in this scenario, we express that strength in this term TDG. Now TDG can be calculated using this FU into AG. Now AG is the area, Fy is the stress, Fy is the yield stress, and we know that force is stress into area. We already know this formula. So based on this formula, this formula arrives. So this stress, what we have done is we have applied a safety factor, then this becomes the design stress multiplied by the area of cross section of the plate. So this is how we have calculated this value. Gamma m naught is the partial safety factor, and when we are using Fy, we use gamma m naught as 1.1. If we are using Fu value in place of Fy, in that case gamma m naught becomes gamma m1, and in that case this becomes 1.25. So we need to understand these things also. Ag is the gross cross-sectional area. So this is the first formula that we will be using to calculate the yield strength of gross section. Gross section is the section which has no holes. Now coming to the next part, which is design strength due to the rupture. Now rupture of section occurs when there are holes in the section. So I have already explained this in the first part. So in this case, when there are holes, we are supposed to calculate the net effective area, and based on that we try to find out the strength. In this case, say first case, we are taking of plates. So in case of plates, if there are holes, we try to find out the net effective area, and then we find out the design strength in tension of the plate in this case, and we express this strength as TDN. Previously it was TDG, now in this case it is TDN. Now what will be the value? In case of TDN, we use these formula: 0.9 multiplied by Fu into An divided by gamma m1. The same relation is given in the IS code, so you can refer to this section 6.3.1, and there you will find out this relation to calculate the design strength in due to rupture for the plates. So Fu is the ultimate strength of the section. An is the effective area. So now I have already explained how do we find out An. Net effective area in case of plates, if there are holes, we try to find out that. So as I explained, gamma m1, in this case we are using Fu value. So for Fu value we use gamma m1, which is 1.25. All this is explained in the IS code also. I have already shown that in I think lecture 2. So there also you can find out in the IS code also there is a table which is given to explain these partial safety factor. How do we take these value? So you can refer to that. And An, you can see if there are inclined planes, we add this. If there are no inclined planes, we consider this only. This is D naught actually. D naught is the die of hole. Now coming to the next, say there you can see I have explained design strength due to rupture of critical section in case of plates, in case of threaded rods, in case of single angles, other sections. So we will see that one by one. Now if there are threaded rods, now threaded rods are generally like the bolts. We have discussed earlier bolts also. In the bolts there are threads like this, and in the threads there are two types of area. One area is along this tip, so this area, and the another area is along the D root. And we have seen in the bolt that the net effective area in that case is 0.78 into the area of shank, that we have seen in the bolt itself. So based on that, if we try to find out the tensile strength will be this one. In that case, An will be the net effective area of the threaded part. So this An we generally use when we are calculating the tensile strength of the rods which may have threads or bolts also. So the same formula you can see, the same formula is given in the bolted connections also. Although there are some other parameters are also which are being added, but the formula is more or less same. Now coming to the angle section, if there are single angle section, I have already discussed that in the single angle sections, there may be two cases. If both the legs of the angle are connected, if one leg is connected, then there may be reduction of the strength because of the presence of the shear leg effect. Now this case, you can see, this is the case if one leg is connected. If one leg is connected, in that case we use this factor beta. This beta is the factor which take care of the shear leg. So in this formula you can see this is the tensile strength of connected part, and this is the tensile strength of the unconnected part. Well, in case of unconnected part, we calculate this as gross area because there is no hole. In case of connected part, we calculate A and C. So this is also I have explained in the case when I was explaining net effective area. So you can refer to that. And in case of net effective area, we use FU. In case of gross area, we use FY. So all these concepts, I hope you understand that. Now, how do we find out beta? In the IS code, in this section only, the value of beta is also given. How do we find out beta value? So the formula we use, W by T, Fu, Fy, Bs by L. We will understand what is W, T, Bs, L. L is the length of the angle. Now W, T and Ds, we will see that in the next figure. Also, if we try to find out the tension strength of single angle, we can find out this even using an alternative formula, which is this one. So either we use design tension of angle using this formula or using this formula. Now in this formula, there is a factor which is called alpha. We need to find out the value of alpha, and this alpha value is dependent on the number of bolts which are being used to connect the angle sections. So this is the table you can see. If in the angle sections 1 or 2 bolts are connected, the value of alpha will be 0.6. If 3 bolts are connected, 0.7. If 4 or more bolts are connected, then the value of alpha will be 0.8. And if we are connecting angle with the welds, in that case alpha value will be 0.8. So this formula can also be used using this table. So this table, the value of alpha is not given in the tabular form, but it is mentioned in the IS code where this formula is mentioned. So there you can find out all these values accordingly. Now coming to the beta value, as I said that this formula, beta value, how do we find out that? There in the figure you can see this is actually the leg. W is the length of leg. So in the formula where we are using W, this is actually the length of leg. And W1 is the distance between the first fastener and the edge. So this W1 is this one. So BS value will be W plus W1, and BS actually is equivalent to W. So this W is actually up to this one. So all these value, if we calculate, we put that in this formula, we will be able to find out the value of beta. So further on calculation, we can reduce this formula up to this. But generally, this is the formula that we generally use. So we will continue this discussion in the next part. Thank you.